Kyle! What is wrong with you? Where the hell are you right now? If you're not doing anything important, then come back home now! Oh, hey Mom. What's the matter with you all of a sudden? Why are you mad at me? You saw me head out to work this morning. You know that I can't just leave work and go home. I'm on my lunch break for a little longer, so tell me what you need to tell me before I have to go back to work. You're such a huge liar! Did you really think that I would fall for any of this? What are you talking about? There's no reason for me to lie about any of this. Just be quiet already. I've heard enough. I don't remember raising you into a liar. I still have no idea what you're talking about. Just tell me what's wrong. Also, I totally understand why you have no memory of raising me. You only cared about Lisa. She was your favorite child by far, and you never gave me any attention. The only people that actually cared for me and raised me were my grandpa and grandma. Once they passed away, you forced me to drop out of high school and start working. You ruined my future so that I would provide money for you. Stop talking about the past. You really are good at twisting the story so that it sounds like you're the victim. Just hurry up and come home right now. We're going to have a family meeting. Wait, what did you just say? A family meeting? You can't be serious. I am very serious about this. We need to talk about your future. You can't just keep being lazy forever. Lazy? Did you seriously just call me lazy? I can't believe you would say that to me. It doesn't sound like anything important, so I'm not going to go home. I'll listen to what you have to say to me after I'm done with work today. Did you just say work? What are you even talking about? You're a lazy and unemployed piece of trash. Did you just call me unemployed? How did you even come to such a ridiculous conclusion? I am definitely not unemployed. Enough with your lies. I expect you to be home within an hour. You better not be a single minute late. Wait, hold on a minute. Did you not listen to anything I just told you? Just be quiet already. I know that you're not doing anything meaningful right now. Come home before I get really mad at you. You need to learn to listen. It feels like I'm just talking to a brick wall. I have an important meeting at work in the afternoon, so I can't come home. What are you talking about? How could an unemployed person like you have a meeting to attend? This is hopeless. Well, I've got to go now. Goodbye. You better come home. I will punish you if you disobey me. Kyle! I can't believe you could do such a thing! How dare you skip our family meeting? Lisa, you can't be serious. I told Mom that I couldn't come home because of work. I'll listen to what you guys have to say to me after I come home from work. I'm always going to prioritize work if it's not an emergency. Surely a family meeting can be done whenever we want. It was an emergency meeting! The meeting was about you lying about working when you're really unemployed. We really need you to start working. You've been lazy for long enough now. I really don't get anything you're talking about. I was sitting at my desk at work and getting paperwork done 10 minutes ago. Just stop lying! There's no reason for an unemployed guy like you to do any paperwork. How many times do I have to say the same thing? I'm not unemployed. Please just tell me why you guys have come to this conclusion. I've always been treated like an outcast in this family, but this is the first time I've been accused of being unemployed. Why did you guys suddenly start assuming this? We actually found out that you're unemployed this morning. There's obviously been a misunderstanding then. What evidence did you find? I ran into one of your friends from back in high school. Do you remember a guy called Nick? Yeah, I do remember him. Guess you met him a couple of times as well back in the day. Well, I ran into him at the station this morning and we talked for a little while. That's when he asked me about what you were doing these days. He told me that the last time that you guys talked was at a high school reunion 7 years ago. He said that you had just quit your job at the time, and he wanted to know where you were working right now. I can't believe that you've been unemployed for such a long time! 7 years? That is unacceptable. Actually, I started working at a different company a couple of weeks after I quit that one. I know that you're lying. You're a piece of trash that only makes $7,500 a year. What are you talking about? Where did you even get that figure from? After I heard that you quit your job, I decided to search around your room to see what you were really up to these days. No way. Did you seriously go through my stuff without my permission? I logged into your desktop and saw the balance of your bank account. I saw that the balance of your bank account had stopped ever since $7,500 was deposited 1 year ago. So obviously, your yearly salary is only $7,500. That's such a pathetic amount. It's pretty much the same as being unemployed. $7,500? Oh, so you're talking about that bank account. Yeah, there's a huge misunderstanding. I don't really use that bank account at all. We've already decided what we're going to do with you at the family meeting that we had today. We decided that we're going to have to kick you out of the house. Are you serious? I'm getting kicked out? You have no say in this as you purposely skipped the family meeting. You should have attended if you wanted to share your opinion. This is just ridiculous. I told you guys that I couldn't attend the family meeting because I was at work. I threw all of your belongings out into the garden. Hurry up and collect it all before everything gets ruined. It's forecasted to rain later today. We want you and all of your belongings gone as soon as possible. My belongings are in the garden? How could you do such a thing? I have some pretty valuable things that are very important to me. I couldn't care less about your belongings. I'd hurry up and pick everything up before it starts raining. You deserve this for hiding the fact that you were unemployed from us for such a long amount of time. We're all so happy that we managed to kick a lazy piece of trash like you out of the house. I'm not going to even bother correcting you anymore. I know that you're not going to listen to anything that I have to say. There's no point in listening to anything that you have to say. It's all going to be lies anyway. Let me just check one thing with you. Am I right in thinking that Mom and Dad both agreed to this? This decision is final, right? Yeah, they both agreed, and it's definitely final. There's no way we're going to let you move back in with us. I told you that this was decided at the family meeting. It's your fault that you didn't turn up to it. Yeah, I'm completely fine with this decision too. I think this is the best decision for all of us. Just promise me one thing. What do you want me to promise? Once I leave the house, don't ever contact or come to see me ever again. I want to cut ties with you all completely. That's what we should be saying to you. I'm glad we agree on something at least. We're not going to send you any financial support even if you come to us begging for money. Kyle! I can't believe what you did! How dare you use our family savings without our permission? Give back all the money that you stole from us. Oh, hey Mom. I thought I told you not to message me anymore. It seems like I'm being blamed for something that I didn't do. Again. What's going on this time? I'm talking about the shared bank account where we save money for our living expenses. The money from that bank account is disappearing at an alarming rate. We haven't changed our lifestyle at all, so someone's using all our money. I know that you managed to get access to the account somehow and are using up our precious savings. How would I get access to that account? I don't know the password, and I don't own any credit cards linked to that account. I'm tired of hearing all your lies and excuses. Hurry up and admit what you've done. You know that this is a crime, right? I'm going to report you to the police if you don't own up to what you've done. If you give back all the money that you stole right now, I won't call the police. You wouldn't have to commit a crime like this if you just get employed. There's no way that you can make a living with just $7,500 a year. You really need to think about the situation you're in and start making improvements to your life immediately. At this rate, you're going to become a homeless beggar on the streets. I actually earn $7,500 a month. That's my monthly salary, not my yearly salary. What are you talking about? Didn't I tell you that I've had enough of your lies? Lisa told me that your yearly salary was $7,500. She said that she was sure because she took a look at your bank account history. That was actually just a huge misunderstanding. The bank account that she saw was the account that I used to use back in high school. Your bank account from back then? Are you serious? Yeah, it's all the money that I saved after you forced me to drop out of high school. I did a couple of part-time jobs and I used to use that account to get paid. You're joking, right? That's the money you made from part-time jobs? Yeah, it is. It's a really old bank account. I recently logged into the account after a very long time. I had actually forgotten about it for years. I guess that she mistook that account as my main account that I use right now. That's probably why she thought I only earned $7,500 a year. Did you really think that I would fall for such a blatant lie like that? Also, stop trying to change the subject. You need to own up to the crime that you committed. Actually, you need to accept the reality of what's happening. Surely you know what's going on, right? What are you talking about? The real lazy piece of trash of our family is Dad. I bet you that he knows more about where all your savings are going. What are you talking about? I think it was around a year ago. The company that he used to work for went bankrupt and all the employees got laid off. How did I not hear about this? Did his company really go bankrupt? I thought that they were doing really well and he got a raise recently. I'm pretty sure that's all a lie. I guess he hadn't got around to telling you guys about it yet. Actually, I'm not sure if he has any intention of telling you about it. The only reason I know about his company going bankrupt is because we both work in the same field. I was actually being kind and kept on depositing $2,500 a month into the living expenses bank account. I planned on helping out financially until he managed to find another job again. Wait, are you serious? You were the one that kept on putting that much money into our bank account? Also, did you just say that you work in the same field as him? That must mean that you finally found a job. Yeah, I've been working here for around 7 years now. Did you just say 7 years? I thought that you were unemployed all this time. You could have mentioned something about it. Actually, I did mention it to you guys. I told you guys that I would quit my job so that I could inherit my girlfriend's father's company in the future. I told all 3 of you about it, but I guess none of you have any interest in me at all. You guys just assumed that I was unemployed for 7 years. I really did feel like a complete outcast. None of you listened to anything that I talked about. Wait, so you're telling me that you're going to become the CEO of a company in the near future? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Right now, I'm the manager of one of the departments. I work a lot of overtime, so currently I'm making at least $7,500 a month. That's so much money! I'm so proud of you! It's way too late for compliments like that. It's kind of crazy how I can make the same $7,500 in a month these days. It took me over a year to save up $7,500 when I was working the part-time jobs after I quit high school. I guess I've come a very long way. I can't believe that you're going to become the CEO of a company! You're also making $7,500 a month. Well, none of this matters to you guys now, right? We cut ties, remember? That was all just a huge mistake. You can come back now. Why would I want to come back? I got kicked out of the house after being accused for something that wasn't even true. All of my belongings were thrown out into the garden and I had to collect it all by myself in the rain. I had a ton of insults sent my way for something that I didn't do. None of you even cared for me ever since I was a small kid. We had to kick you out because you skipped our family meeting. I told you very clearly that I had an important meeting for work that day. I also told you that I would listen to what you had to say after work. It wasn't an emergency at all, right? You guys could have just waited for me. Instead, I was told to leave the house without any chance to explain my side of the story. I actually have something that I need to tell you. What is it? You can come back home and live with us, if you really want to. You can't be serious. Did you not listen to anything that I just told you? You can come back as long as you keep depositing the $2,500 a month like you used to do when you lived here. I thought that you guys all cut ties with me. You guys told me not to come and ask for help even if I needed financial support. I really don't see why I should come back to live with people who would say that to me. I thought I told Lisa to tell you guys not to contact me anymore. She didn't tell me any of that. Would you please hold on for a minute? I'll go and talk to her about it. Hey, Kyle! I just heard about it all from Mom. She told me that you're going to become the CEO of a huge company. Is what she said really true? Yes, it's all true. I really don't want to have to explain the same thing all over again. Go and ask her about it if you want to know the details. Yeah, I'll do that later. Would you please come back and move in with us again? Why should I do that? You were the one that told me to never come back again. We told each other that we would cut ties and that we would never contact each other ever again. What happened to that promise? Well, I wouldn't have said any of that if I knew you were going to become the CEO of a big company. It's kind of your fault for not telling me about it. Actually, I told you about it when I first got the job. You were the one that chose not to listen to me. All three of you had absolutely no interest in me. Even when I tried to make conversation with you guys would all just ignore me. Well, there was a good reason for that, you know. I can't believe how differently I'm being treated as soon as you realize my job position. You're only taking interest in me for the money, right? How pathetic. Aren't you guys embarrassed at all? Well, no, it's not like that. I just really want to live with you all of a sudden. We are siblings after all, right? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I have to get back to work now. Wait, you can't just leave! We haven't solved any of our problems! We're really running low on savings, and I don't think that we're going to be able to pay our living expenses next month. I really don't care at all. It's not my problem anymore. Please don't abandon us! Do you not remember that we cut ties with each other? That means that we're no longer family. You guys are complete strangers to me now. I really have no obligation to help out strangers like you guys. Go and solve the problems that you have by yourselves. Goodbye, and don't ever contact me again. My family searched up the company that I work for and tried to confront me at my workplace the very next day. However, they got the wrong address and ended up barging into a different company's office. They went into the office shouting that their son is going to become the next CEO. They demanded that I show up and talk to them. However, this was impossible as they had the completely wrong company. They were eventually escorted out by the police who had been called to the scene. Someone had recorded the whole incident and the video went viral on social media. My parents had become very famous in a bad way. They would get made fun of whenever they went out into town. These days, they are scared to leave the house and are reliant on Lisa to earn enough money for them all to make a living. She was unable to make enough money by herself and decided to try gambling the little money that she had left. This plan went terribly, and she got into massive debt. The three of them couldn't even afford to buy food and ended up shoplifting food from the grocery store. They were caught and given a final warning by the police after they paid a hefty fine. The very next day, the three of them decided to leave town, and they haven't been seen since. Nobody has any idea where they are or what they are doing. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and pressing the like button.